Alrighty guys, what is up? Welcome back to Factorio with LD7, and today we're just going to be catching you up on what we've gotten done. So I've gone through and got our blue science pretty much rolling, so I'm just showing you. I use this Factorio masterclass blueprint to kind of get that set up. And we're kind of just clicking through some research right now. I'm trying to get set up for robots. We expanded our power, so we did that last time, I think. We doubled up our set, but I got all the labs built in this little setup here, so pretty good. That's a total of 9 by 4, so 36 total labs. We've got blue science coming in, so let's take a look at that factory. So we used a blueprint for this. We were kind of working on that last time, filling it in. So I got it all up and running. This is kind of what it looks like when it's functioning. Pretty good. I mean, we are producing a lot of blue science, all things considered. So we are looking pretty good as far as that's concerned. Now, something I want to get set up is one of these logistics factories. I do need to kind of find a spot to put it because it's pretty big. Now, the reason why I want to get this set up is because it will provide us with all the things that we're going to want to use the robots for in order to get our factories built from blueprints. But this is the oil pipeline, so we went up here and placed in a bunch of pump jacks. Not too big of a deal. We got plenty. There's plenty of iron and copper up here. I'm just trying to kind of decide. So I kind of want to move this off the copper so I can expand a little bit. I think it might be a good call just because having it run through that is kind of a pain in the ass. So I'm just going to move this oil pipeline real quick so we can kind of get it off of the ore deposits a little bit, so we can use these in order to fuel the resource requirements for our logistics factory that we're going to build. So there's some research finishing up. We'll deal with that in a second. I want to finish building this pipeline, so I can't reach that, but I'm busy trying to figure out fucking research. So we're going to go through. I think we're I don't know, like, we should probably do robotics. Yeah, let's do robotics. So we'll go ahead and get that started. Once we get that research, then we should be able to build the construction robots, which is what we're going to use to build the rest of our factory pretty much for the rest of the playthrough. It's a really good way to do it. Now you might be thinking that robots are kind of slow when it comes to building. They're actually not. They're a lot faster than what you can place. And as long as the blueprint works, right, you shouldn't have to worry about the factory not operating properly if you use robots to build it. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and fill in some mining drills because we're going to need more copper, more iron, and we're probably going to need some coal. But I think I can fit 2 of these drill blueprints inside of this copper ore deposit without too much struggle. There is an electric pole in the way, but that's alright. I'm just kind of looking to see where I want to move it. So let's go ahead and break this. We are just gonna kind of link it along the where this iron and copper kind of meets up like this, because we're not going to be placing drills there anyway, because we don't want the drills to mine 2 types of resources. We just want them to mine either copper or just iron. So like that, those will all only mine copper. We'll put another one there probably. So that's 2 coppers, and that's probably about all we can fit out of this. I mean, I can maybe fill in the rest with some drills if we want later, but not a big deal. We'll do that if we need the extra production. But let's go ahead and get construction robotics done, or construction robots, whatever. That way we can start building those. I do want to get this logistics factory set up before we start the robots, if we can help it, just because it's gonna be good to have access to all these items so we can build the robotics factory, which I think I've got a blueprint for. I need to look and see, but I'm just trying to see how many of these I can fit inside of the iron ore. I'm hoping that I can maybe get 2, maybe. Well, I definitely should be able to get 2, so there's 2. I want to see if I can possibly get 3, or almost a full 3, so that's almost a full 3, not quite, but that's okay. We can always throw those extra 4 drills somewhere else, and it won't be that big of a deal, all things considered. So I didn't want to do that, really. So we're just gonna re-blueprint that, I think. a little easier. So if I get this lined up properly, I had it there but lost it, so it goes one more over, and then there we go. Okay, re-blueprint that drill because we definitely want that drill. So basically we're going to feed these 2 belts. That'll be some iron ore. So that's 2 full, or well, almost 3 full belts of iron, which is actually pretty good for us. It most likely will be enough iron ore to run the logistics factory. I'm hoping. I don't actually know how much ore this is going to take, but I do want... I'm just looking to see if I've got a blueprint for the robot factory, because I'm kind of torn on whether or not we should do the logistics factory or the robot factory first, but that's okay. So I'm just looking at the other logistics malls that we've got. So it's called a mall because it's got everything that you're going to want to have access to build your factories inside of it. Not a big deal. So we'll maybe try this one instead. It's a little bit smaller maybe than the other one that we were looking at. So that's personal robot ports. I don't really care about that. I'm looking for like worker robot speed. So we're going to go ahead and do that and get those researching, because the robot speed is actually really useful. So we're going to do one more drill of coal here to feed this. That should be enough, I'm hopeful, anyway, to run this logistics factory we want to make. I'm just blueprinting all this stuff because if we get a robot factory set up and all these blueprints are in place, basically, as long as these are within Roboport range, construction robots will come through and build the blueprints for us automatically, as long as we supply them with, you know, yellow belts and mining drills, right? For those ones anyway. For the other ones, you also need like the assembly machines and shit like that. So our first factory that we built down here has most of the stuff that these blueprints takes. It is missing a couple of things like filter inserters and that kind of stuff, so I do want to build like a secondary logistics factory or a mall of some sort, just because I think it's going to be a little bit better. I am looking, because I want to find the blueprint I've got for robots, because I'd like to blueprint that, because that's realistic. Like I'm thinking that might be the best way to go about building the rest of it. Like, I can just build a dump chest more or less and give them the items that they need in order to build everything. So I'm just looking to see if there's something that says robot factory on it, but I'm not really seeing anything. I thought I had one though. So high-tech shop, I don't really, like, that's not quite what we're looking for. I already have that one on my hotbar. This one has extra stuff, so I can't do the late game one yet. Green circuits, okay, I don't really care about that. I'll use that when I'm blueprinting out, you know, our other science packs, so that's fine. But this will build green circuits automatically for us. Just kind of looking. So we can get a couple more irons out of this. So I think we're going to delete that, because I should be able to get 2 out of this patch. I would hope, like, I would think I could get 2 out of this. It might be a little bit of a tight fit, but we should be able to do it. We might have to break a couple off of the blueprint that are up in that corner. Fuck it. Just put it like that, maybe? Put one there. Break off that one because it'll mine coal. I'm just checking to see if any of these other ones are. That one is, so just pull that out of the blueprint, and then I can almost fit one right there. If I break those 2 power poles, I can put one here maybe. Yeah, just a power pole in the way. Let's see. So it's just that drill right there that's in the way. That's not too bad, actually. And then we can basically get 2 more full iron ore lines, which is actually pretty good. We're going to need all this ore. I'm just blueprinting stuff as I go along at this point, because because once I get the robots set up, they will come and build this automatically. So it's kind of worth doing, even though we're not, filling these in with drills right this second. We will eventually fill them with drills. So I don't know. Should I go to solar panel 3s or power armor? Like, power armor is nice because then you can walk fast and stuff like that. Could go cargo robot size. That's probably the best one. Then they can carry more shit. But I don't know. What do I want to do? Like, let's do low density structures, I guess. I know I need that for science packs, so we'll go ahead and get that done. Okay, so we're going to have this output this way. We're going to send it up this direction. I think we're going to build either the robot factory or this logistics factory here that I've got. One of these, either one of those should be okay. I'm just trying to decide. I'm looking at what it's got. So this one's got assembly machines, long, normal inserters, fast inserters, filter inserters. It's got red belts. I don't know what this one has. This one has all the power poles, it looks like, is the only difference. So I'd prefer to build this one, in all honesty. So yeah, I could fit this in right here pretty easily. I might have to move like an oil pipe, but that is a simple fix. And this will give us most everything we're going to need to build all of the various stuff that our robots are going to need to build the rest of the factory. So I think this is going to be the one that we build. I'm just kind of looking to see where is going to be the best spot to actually blueprint it. So there is a cliff right there, which is kind of annoying. I wish that cliff wasn't there. Maybe, I mean, we could go off in this direction, I suppose. I don't know if I doubt this one needs stone, but if it does, we can throw some stone in. So maybe like right here, like that could be a pretty good spot. And then looks like all the ore inputs, or well, this one actually you input plates as opposed to ore. So I've got to like build smelteries for this, which I do have like a smeltery setup. So this is a steel production one. That's pretty small though. Like, I think I have full-size smeltery blueprints that I can use, because this one should require steel as well as iron. So it'll take copper and iron for sure, and then I think it's also going to take steel. I don't believe it's going to require any coal. I don't think anything takes coal that's in this factory, from what I can see. Maybe those red ammos might. Well, what? I don't know where I want to build this yet, I guess. But I think this is the one I want to use. I'm just trying to figure out where I need to input each item, because it might become a bitch and a half to try to feed this with all the plates that it requires if I build it too close to these ore mines, right? So like it fits in here really nice, which I like. I like how it fits in there, but I do need to figure out. So I think that iron goes in on those red belts down there, is kind of what it looks like, because that's where all the gear wheels are. So yeah, I think that's iron. So I'll have it come in from the top, I guess, and then I'm guessing that copper comes in from the bottom. So it does take a little bit of stone to build furnaces, which is totally fine, not a big deal. We can feed it with some stone. But let's see. So I need to get some smeltery stuff. Advanced smelting. So those are all electric furnaces, which I don't have researched yet, so that's fine. I guess they're going to call it basic smelting, maybe? Early game smelting? Yeah, that looks to have the, yeah, so that'll have the better furnaces. So, like, this is just a regular smelter right here, and then we'll also probably have to build some for steel. But I can use these for both, like, this will be, like, it'll probably take both of those ore lines in order to fuel this with iron. So we can put that there, or somewhere over on this side. We'll do the same thing with the copper one, and then we'll probably end up building a steel one as well. But like, it fits perfectly right there pretty much, so we'll throw that right there. Cool. I'm just trying to see if I can fit this right on top of each other, because then I can feed the coal in at one spot and it'll do the whole thing more or less. So the oil pipeline's right there is the only problem. So I guess we could try to fit it in. Well, there's oil pipelines there too. Fuck. Alright, so I could do it like this, and that can be... Because the ore goes in that centerpiece, and then the coal goes in the top, I believe. It's kind of what it looks like based off the underground tracks, so that's fine. We'll put it there. If I break that oil pipeline, I can just place a furnace there, because I think I still have some steel furnaces. Yeah, I got 152 steel furnaces, so I should be able to put that in. Okay, there we go. So we'll do that. I'm gonna have to fuck with the oil pipeline, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. Like, that pipeline literally can run wherever it wants. I don't necessarily care. I just want to make sure this blueprint is set up the right way. So let's go ahead and route this around a little bit. So yeah, it's not quite long enough. Damn. Alright, well, we'll bring it over this way, I guess, because then it should be out of the way of stuff for the most part. So then I can kind of like go straight across like this. And then we can reconnect right over here. So yeah, we'll just do that. Like, this oil pipeline is jank as shit, but I don't necessarily care. Where did I gain an extra underground? Weird. That's not getting oil. But okay. So is that working? Like, is that... Why do I have an extra underground pipe? Like, am I missing something here? Because I should have an even number of underground pipes. Alright, I guess... I don't know. I don't know. Whatever, that's fine. I kind of want to go pick up some mining drills so we can get the stone set up at least and fed in, because that's pretty easy. It only goes in one spot, so like I don't necessarily care. So what I'm doing here is using the blueprint selector tool, and then you can select, you know, some items, and they don't have to be ghosts like that or the blueprint ones. They can be just regular mining drills or whatever. And I'm just going to place this on some stone down here. It should work fairly well, and then I can feed this into the stone slot in the factory. So like, it fits decently well there, kinda. It's right on the blueprint though, and it's gonna block that input. So you know what, fuck it, we'll just put it down here. It's not that big of a deal. It's not like I'm running low on tracks or something. Let's see. I mean, we could do yellow science maybe. Let's do some rocket fuel. Might as well, right? So let's do this. I think I need to run some power over, but let's go ahead and connect this belt, I suppose, just to kind of get it out of the way, so I know where this is gonna go, because I know that this goes in on the far left over here. I just want to make sure there's enough space, so I'm gonna just run this underground because it's a single belt instead of two. Make it a little bit easier. I think it's this one where the stone goes in. Let me just check. It's so fucking hard to tell on the blueprint just because stuff is, you know, like ghosty. So maybe, is it this one? Put in the splitter. It goes underground, so no. It is the first one that I attached to. Okay. Perfect. So we'll just go ahead and connect that. So when we do build those mines or mining drills right there, we'll be able to go ahead and have the stone fed automatically. So the stone is set up. The rest of the stuff should be pretty straightforward. Like, I'm just trying to figure out what goes in on these other belts. So like this one, is this copper or iron? I think that's maybe iron. Do I need to feed this with circuits too? Yeah, I might have to feed this with circuits. Fuck. Okay. That should be alright, but also, like, what a pain in the ass, right? Anyway, that's fine. So stone goes in there. That's easy peasy. Then I've got these two lines come out of that splitter. So it does travel underneath and output there. Okay. And then it comes up like this to feed one side of the belt. This feeds the other side. Then it goes like that. And when you're working with blueprints and they aren't designed by you, so you don't necessarily know what the inputs are, it is sometimes good to kind of just mark this shit out, and then you can kind of look and see what the recipes are and maybe figure out what you're supposed to be supplying to the factory. So this one goes through there and feeds that side of the belt. This one goes in and goes underground, and it splits to feed the other side of that belt. Okay. And this one keeps going like this and works its way around. So I'm just trying to figure out what's supposed to go on this line. Like, is that supposed to be iron? Or what am I supposed to feed? This is the only downside of not designing your own blueprints. It's not always the easiest to see, you know, like, what you're actually supposed to connect where, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so just looking to see, does it say, so I'm using this set, so that's the first logistics, second logistics, and I want to build a third logistics is kind of what my thought is, but it doesn't look like it makes its own circuit, so I think I'm going to have to feed it green and potentially red circuits for this one, because I don't remember if the red, like, transport belts and stuff like that take red circuits or if it's just green. It might just be green circuits, but okay, so we're going to need some green circuits, but this we're going to run on over because I guess we will put, well, it can't go there because I need access to that splitter. So we'll put it in right here. Well, fuck it, we'll go this way. That way it's like only taking up one thing, because I'm gonna need that second lane right there to connect the other splitter. So yeah, this is gonna be fucking spaghetti to the max as far as transport belts are concerned, but that's okay. Like, it doesn't matter as long as everything's fed to the right place. Like, it doesn't necessarily matter. So that splitter, I don't know what I'm supposed to feed into each input, but we'll figure that out. Like, I guess maybe I should start putting in like some machines and look at the recipes and see what I actually have to supply this with, because I mean, it's okay if I have to feed it green circuits, like, that's not too bad. I can just set up a couple of that small green circuit blueprint that we were looking at towards the beginning of the episode, and I can feed that straight in. So those are probably green circuits that are going in right there. It's kind of what it looks like, because I think those take iron plates, green circuits, and then tracks. So it's getting its tracks from there, and then it's either getting iron plates from this belt or green circuits from this belt. And then whatever the other item is coming off that yellow one, the underground belt that's above with the stack inserter. So that stack inserter is probably moving the green circuits, is my guess. So I think that yellow belt that we've got placed is for iron plates. And then where that underground track connects, it probably has circuits that split to feed the red one as well, would be my guess. I guess, well, you might be able to run it either way. I don't know. Yeah, blueprints sometimes can be fucking confusing as hell, but that's okay. It is nice using them, though, because I don't have to, like, this factors in, okay, I need to have exactly this many of each item and shit like that, so I don't have to kind of figure that out myself, which is nice, but whatever. I'm just going to fill in a little bit more of this with the tracks so I can kind of see where stuff is going a little bit easier. So that comes out here. Easy enough. Those are assembly machines, so circuit steel wheels. So that might be circuits on there, or steel maybe? I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out where all these inputs go, because that's the hardest thing about using blueprints. But we are almost out of time for this one, so next time when we come back I'll have a better idea of what goes in where and kind of try to get this logistics factory set up. Then we're going to work on getting construction robots built, so we can, start blueprinting out the rest of the factory to get the rest of our science up. If you enjoyed the episode today, be sure to like, comment, subscribe as always, and until next time, this has been Lone Debater 7, and we will see ya.